Okay, today we're going to be going over discrete and continuous. Our learning target for today will be, I'll be able to determine if a function is discrete or continuous from a graph and or words/situations. A discrete function, first we're going to start with vocab. A discrete function is a function where the points are separate and individual. Individual. The inputs are usually whole numbers. And the graph is not connected. Think of it just as dots kind of all throughout the graph. If we're looking at it from words, you are looking for words that have to do with counting. So you are counting. We're going to look up some keywords or write down some keywords. First one is number of. This is the one you're going to see the most, especially when we're looking at the word situations in IXL later. How many? You're asked how many people, how many pencils, how many shoes, things like that. And then anything with whole numbers. But again, number of and how many are the main ones you're going to see. You're going to be asked the number of students in a classroom, the number of shoes, things like that. Okay, going on to talking about continuous. A continuous function is a function where the points are connected this time and unbroken. The inputs can be all numbers, so any number you can think of can be put in it, and the graph is curved or a smooth line. When we're trying to determine from words, you are measuring. So anytime you're measuring, that is what you are looking for. There are a lot of keywords we can write down. These are the ones you're going to see the most. You have time. Let's see, distance. How far do you go? How far do you travel? Weight. Temperature. We have got amount of. Okay, amount of. And then our last one that we'll kind of see used is length and width. So if, again, you're measuring the length and width of something, that is considered a continuous function. So the key thing to take away from this is if you are counting, it is discrete. If you are measuring, it is continuous. First thing we're going to do is look at a couple graphs and be able to determine if it's discrete or continuous. So remembering looking back up with our vocab, discrete graphs are separate individual dots all over, and continuous are a curved smooth line connecting dots, basically. It is unbroken. So if we're looking at this first one, that is a continuous smooth line. Okay, so we're going to just circle continuous. All right, looking here, I just have individual separate dots throughout. So this is what represents discrete. So just circle discrete right there. All right, looking here, hopefully you can determine what this one is and then determine what that circle would be considered. So now we're going to look at some word situations. So this is what you'll be looking at and doing on your IXL today. I'll be able to determine if a situation is discrete or continuous from the words. So the number of desserts available in a randomly chosen restaurant. So the keyword that I see is number of, right there. So number of desserts available in a randomly chosen restaurant. And number of refers to counting. So I'm counting each of those desserts, and because of that, it is going to be discrete. All right, so you've circled your answer and you underline the keywords. So I highlighted that number of desserts. So that is the keywords for me. Moving over here, the weight of a randomly chosen dog, what I notice right away is this weight of right here. Weight of refers to measuring, and when I am measuring something, that is a continuous function. Okay, weight of, you're measuring. Oops. Okay, so I want you guys to try to do these ones on your own. Make sure you underline those keywords. You're looking for something of, usually, okay, number of, volume of, weight of, things like that. So go ahead and make sure you do those two. And then you will then move on to the activity for the day.